What's up everybody, welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure comparison video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Mafex Justice League Batman, and we're going to see how he compares to the Mezco 112 Collective Batman vs Superman Batman. And I know that these figures are based on different looks, and that's okay, but I just want to kind of give you guys a look at what I think is the best Snyder-Verse Batman that's out there. The costumes are really similar. There's really just a couple differences, so I thought that these two looks for Batman were close enough to compare. So we're going to get right into this. So the main difference in these two figures and the overall design is pretty much just the color. You can see that the Mezco one is like a lighter gray and the Mafex one is almost black. It's not quite there, but it's a really dark gray. And both of them look really good, and they both look screen accurate in their own way. And I don't think it was weird, because in Batman vs Superman, the overall movie was dark, so Batman did look dark, but I'm not going to say that the light gray was inaccurate, because I don't know, it could have just been the lighting in the movie. A lot of the promo shots and stuff, the suit looked gray. And for the Mafex one, I know that the Batman suit was dark in the movie, but I don't feel like it was that dark. I don't feel like it was as close to black as it's shown here on this figure, so I kind of want to say that the Mafex one is a little less accurate. And also his size makes me feel like it's a little less accurate, because I feel like Batman was really beefed up for those Snyder-Verse movies. But still, I think the details look really good on the Mafex one. The sculpting all looks really nice. You have like all the details that you're able to get in there because of the sculpting. On the Mezco one, some of the details are lost because it has the cloth suit, so you can't get as detailed as you can with sculpting everything. But still, back to the Mezco one, it makes you feel like he jumped right out of the movie. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, in this case, for as far as the details go and which one you think is better, it's really just a matter of preference. If you like the real cloth and stuff like that, you're gonna feel like this one is better and looks better. And with the Mafex one, it's just a really good representation as far as the detail and the sculpt goes, but it just doesn't feel as real because you know, you have the real cloth over here on the Mezco one. But yeah, both of them are really nice. And one thing I'll give to the Mezco one over the Mafex one is the details on the cape. You could see that you have some like mud details, or just like an overall dirty look on the cape, and not so much over here. And I don't know, maybe he cleaned up during Justice League, but who knows? I doubt it. You have the gold belt on both of them, and both of them look really nice. And then the arm guards, they're a little bit different, but both of them are good. So yeah, I don't know. It's really hard for me to say which one I think looks better, you know, or which one captures the Snyder-Verse Batman better. For me, I'd probably say the Mezco one, but I wouldn't really put up a big argument if somebody said the Mafex one. And for the head sculpts, in my personal opinion, I think that the Mezco one is a lot better than the Mafex one. The Mafex one is okay. There's some advantages that it has, like it has the 5 o'clock shadow that looks okay, but it's just not executed very good. It doesn't scream like Ben Affleck's Batman to me. The Mezco one does. And I like how you could see the eyes on the Mezco one. You can see the eyes on the Mafex one, but they're not as clear, and they don't look as good as they do on the Mezco one. And the alternate heads on both figures have very similar expressions. Again, you really can't see the eyes that good on the Mafex one. They're in there, but it's really hard to find. But on the Mezco one, you could see them right away. And you could see like the black paint effect under the eyes. It doesn't really have the 5 o'clock shadow though, so that is cool that the Mafex one has that. But in every other aspect, the Mezco heads are a lot better than the Mafex ones. And for the accessories, I'm going to call it a draw, because both of them come with a lot of good stuff. I'd say that the Mafex one has more things, but the Mezco one has things that are a little more unique. Like it has the hands that already have the Batarang in them, so you don't have to worry about sticking them in the hand and them falling out. But the Mafex one does have a way for you to stick them in there, so that's cool, but you do have to worry about them falling out. And then the Mezco one has a grappling hook with a couple different options, so you could show it with the string hanging out. You could show it like it's about to shoot out, and you could just show it all the way compacted down. And then he has that branding iron that he used on the criminals that he was beating up at the beginning of BVS. So it has some things that are a little more unique. And on the other hand, the Mafex one has more. It has 6 sets of hands, and the Mezco one only has 4 sets of hands. And then it comes with 2 guns, which is pretty cool too. It has the gun that shot the canisters of kryptonite. So that's all good stuff. They both come with alternate heads. They both come with the grappling gun, and they both come with the little smoke grenades. So there's some really cool stuff with both of them. It's really close. I'd call it a wash. I'd just call it a tie. Both of them come with stands, and both of them have a bunch of cool things that you could do. So I do like the fact that the Mezco stuff is a little more unique, but I do appreciate that the Mafex one included a lot more. So unfortunately, I don't have the best figures for size comparison handy. I do wish that I had the Justice League Superman figures from both of these lines, but I don't. So I'm just going to show you the 2 Batman figures next to a couple of other random 6-inch figures. So what we have here on the left is the Nightmare Batman from Mezco, and then on the right we have the Mafex Spider-Man. And then now we have the 2 Batman figures next to the Storm Collectibles Mike Tyson and the Mezco 112 Collective Michael Myers. And then here they both are next to a Figure Arts Iron Man and then the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. And I think both of these figures will fit in perfectly fine with any of your Justice League setups. They're pretty much the same size. For the articulation, both of them have a really nice amount, but I'm going to say that the Mafex version has better articulation because it doesn't have to worry about the cloth hindering anything. And the Mezco one has good articulation, and you're going to be able to get him into any kind of poses that you want, but he has kind of a weak ab crunch. That's one of his flaws. It can only bend a little bit. And even on the Mafex one, it doesn't bend that much, but it definitely bends more than the Mezco one. And then you have all the other joints that work really good. They both have double jointed knees and elbows. There's just a lot more you could do with the articulation here. And like I said, you can do everything you need to do with the Mezco one, but it's just not going to be as easy as it would be with the Mafex one. So in the end, although both of these figures have their strengths and their weaknesses, I personally prefer the Mezco version over the Mafex version. They're both really good. The Mafex one is not a bad figure at all. It has really nice articulation and all the detail that you need is there. But for me personally, I just think that the Mezco one is really hard to beat in terms of screen accuracy. I think he looks like he jumped right out of the movie. I love the beefier look that really reminds me of the Dark Knight Returns, which I feel is what they were going for in BVS and in the Snyder-Verse in general. So I'm really happy with him, and I personally don't even own the Mafex one. This one was lended to me by my buddy Astro Ender. I'll leave a link to his YouTube and his Instagram in the description below. He's an awesome dude. He's always hooking me up with stuff, and he's just a great guy. And big shout out for letting me borrow this, man. I really appreciate it. But once I had this figure in hand, I didn't really feel the need like to go out and buy it or anything. I just thought it was a really cool figure, but I could live without it, and I'm definitely happy to have the Mezco one. And just to throw this out there, the only reason I did this comparison was because someone left a comment on one of my other comparison videos asking me to do this. So if you have any comparisons you'd like to see, I'd be happy to try to do them. Even if I don't own the figure, I'll see if you know, one of my buddies out there are kind enough to let me borrow it, just like Astro Ender did here, and hopefully I could put together the comparison for people out there that would like to see you know, me compare random figures. So anyways, I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And thank you very much. Peace.